And now, around the world and around the corner, it's the David Bowers Awards, bringing the best in indie music to millions of listeners worldwide with your host, the David Bowers. We've got a fantastic lineup of guests, as well as our engineer extraordinaire, Nick the Geek, our entire crew here at the Asylum, and me. I'm John Bon Jovial. And now, here's the voice of indie music, the David Bowers.
Well, yes, you are the legendary John Bon Jovial, and I thank you for that jovial introduction today. Thank you
you're
much,
welcome.
And,
you're
welcome,
quite
everyone.
welcome.
Welcome, everyone, to another round of the David Bowers Awards. We have got a really fun show lined up for you today with a couple of little changes, one of which is we are not going to have a first track right at the beginning of the show because we've got an extra track down the road we're going to play for you in a little bit. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first we want to say hello to our friends around the world. This includes you. And also, of course, we want to say hello to Mary Perry, accredited disability representative in Rochester, New York, who underwrites the David Bowers Awards on Rochester Free Radio, our flagship FM station in Rochester, New York, WRFZ FM 106.3. And we thank you very much, Mary Perry, and salute to all of our friends there in Rochester, including our friends at the House of Guitars, where they always have us blaring away every weekend. If you're in that area and happen to be walking down the street and you hear the David Bowers Awards, no, you're not having a freaky psychedelic happening. It's actually happening. You are hearing the David Bowers Awards. So there, don't get too upset. But we thank them and we salute all of them. And well, hey, that's it. It's the show where you and our guests pick the award winners. There are no nominating panels or voting or anything, just simple awards. Somebody does or says something really great or really stupid, and you think they deserve an award, drop us a line, and perhaps we'll use your award right here on the air. And the address is david@thedavidbowers.com. Very simple, so that I can remember it. But if you've got somebody in mind you think deserves an award for something they've done or said that's music-related, send us an email. Tell us about it. And as I said, perhaps we will use it right here on the air. First, before we get, as a matter of fact, before I talk to John, I want to mention thanks to the people who have written in while I'm talking about emailing us. I want to thank the people. We've had some great comments to the Buck 22 Oak Ridge Boys Elvira rap. Really surprising and pleasing. And there have been so many people that have been really excited about it. Anita wrote in and said, interesting and cool. And Kelly says, you guys have talent beyond the ages. The song is fantastic. It got my old bones moving and grooving with a smirk on my face. My heart's on fire for Elvira all over again. And Angelica dropped a note saying, I'm a big fan of the Oak Ridge Boys, but this version of the song is not my cup of tea, but the only thing I enjoyed about the video was seeing the Oak Ridge Boys participating in it. I apologize to Buck 22 fans. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, and I did not press the dislike button. So we thank you so much, Angelica, and all the people who have written in. We love hearing from you, love your comments, and we get some interesting stuff. You know, we'll mention it right here on the air. Also, a salute to Jeff Moulton's Oldies, Jeff Moulton's ABC Oldies, which is on Saturday evenings at 8 Eastern Time on Rochester Free Radio. John Bon Jovial, how are you doing this week?
Oh, well, other than suffering from the the allergy blues, I guess I'm doing all right here in Southwest Florida. You know, this is getting into our beautiful time of the year with the temperate temperatures, highs generally in the upper 70s, low into the 50s at night. It's perfect, but the one drawback is that the pine trees around here start releasing all this crud into the air, and my sinuses are just kind of dying. It's just one of those things, you know. It happens to me every year, and my wife says, well, take this pill, take that pill, and none of the stuff works, so I just have to suffer with it.
Oh, I do sympathize with you, but then on the other hand, hey, nobody said you had to live there. Hey, move. You don't like it there? Go somewhere else.
Tell my wife that, please.
Just don't tell anybody you're coming because they might put up a blockade or something there. Anyway, we've got a first guest that we talked about our first guest a little while ago, a few weeks back. If you remember, that was the week that we did the Rockstar 101 with the music video producer, and this next guest was the feature of the particular episode that we ran because he was in the process of producing her music video at the time. She goes by the name of Annyett Royale, and we're going to be talking with her in just about, I think just about 4 minutes, right after we listen to this track of hers called Hurt Wins. There you go. That's called Hurt Winds by our very next guest, Ms. Annyett Royale. Hello there, Anyett.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, and so happy to have you here with us today.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. We're glad. As you know, we featured your music on a show. I don't have the dates in front of me. It was a month or two ago, and when we talked with the producer of your music videos, and we discussed having you come on the show because we figured, hey, the people have been introduced to you. Let's have them meet you in person, and we're really glad to do that. Now, first off, tell us a little bit about your background for the people that aren't familiar with you.
Okay. I am a singer-songwriter. I have been doing it, my mom says, since I was probably 4 when she first discovered that I wanted to sing. And I'm one of 7 children. My dad was a singer, but I'm the only one of the 7 that inherited this ability. Like I said, I'm also a songwriter. Professionally, I can say that I was probably discovered in 1988 as a teenager when I was introduced to Snoop Dogg, and he was getting ready to sign that deal with No Limit Records, and I actually took that trip with him and signed to No Limit Records as well.
Fantastic. That's quite an adventure from beginning to end there. And thank you for summing it up so well. It was fantastic.
I know we don't have all day.
Well, I appreciate that. But
I'm still doing it, yeah.
Absolutely. And I just realized that I was talking about your music video producer, and I was mentioning him, but I didn't mention him by name, and that's not the good thing to do because Erik is a great guy, Erik Jones, and I've known Erik. We did voice work together back in years past when I lived in Southern California, and I was doing voice work for the cable TV stations out there. So I've known Erik a lot of years, and he was great to work with. So I presume you probably have a good time working with him too.
I do. He is a lot of fun. Erik is a perfectionist, and he directed this video. He also directed another video for me. That's how we actually met before that. But he directed another video of mine, which is called Confused, and that one was released about 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. So yeah, absolutely, it's fun working with Erik. I mean, he's a perfectionist, but he's really, really great at what he does.
He is that. And tell us now, from your standpoint, we had his view on what he looks for in producing a music video, what he expects from the artist, and how he puts it all together. And this gives us the unique opportunity to look at it from your side now, as far as how you react and how you put into a music video whatever your producer wants. In this case, Erik, and he comes to you and tells you, okay, what's your idea for this video, and works with you on it. How do you take that and work with it?
Well, essentially, he's a director, and what his job is to bring my vision to life. I mean, of course, we expect for the director to bring things to the table and bring their ideas. So it's a collaboration between the artist and the director, because it starts with the artist. We wrote the music. We know what we envision in terms of our expectations for the video and what we want to convey once it's seen, along with the actual lyrics. So I would say, we have our ideas. You select the director that you want to work with. You jot your ideas down. And I mean, sometimes it's, you can agree, and sometimes you don't, and you disagree. Ultimately, it is the artist's decision because it's their song. But so far, so good. Erik and I have been able to collaborate and come to an agreement on what we both see on the video and be able to put out something that we are both very proud of.